Shalom, shalom. Before I start, I want to give all honors and glories and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Waha, Wakakodash, Yahweh, which is the one true name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, but his one true name is Yahweh Shai. I would like to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, because those are the men who I've learned this truth from through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Peace, blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect, and shalom to you, sincere brothers scattered abroad, pushing forth this word in truth and sincerity. I am the brother Mashiach Arazakah from the Servants of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai Camp, Las Vegas, Nevada branch. And pretty much this lesson is going to be titled as not every single Israelite is going to be saved. All right. And, pretty much it's going into that remnant. All right. Not every single Hebrew Israelite is going to be saved. All right. The elect of the nation of Israel, all right, which we are hoping to be, are the ones that's going to be saved. Not every single Hebrew Israelite. So this is basically going into the remnant of salvation. All right. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. This is Matthew 24:31. All right. It says, "And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds," right? Because the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, they're in captivity, all right, and they're scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth, all right? They're in captivity to these 17 heathen nations. They are 17 heathen nations which are scattered abroad, all right? And the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, all right, they're the true Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible. So you have the Israelites in captivity to these 17 heathen nations. So the elect is going to be delivered, all right? Yahweh Shai is going to be our reparation. He's going to deliver the elect of the nation of Israel out of captivity to these 17 heathen nations, all right? Because when you go into Deuteronomy 28 and 64, it says the Israelites are scattered from one end of the earth even onto the other. All right. And when you go to James 1:1, it also talks about that scattering. So when the Lord, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, when he comes back, he's going to deliver the elect of the nation of Israel. Not every single Hebrew Israelite is going to be saved, because 2/3 of the mindset of our people, all right, which is in a lot of the 2/3, all right, they're going to be destroyed because they didn't repent. They didn't come out of the ways of this society. They stayed embedded in this society. So they're going to be destroyed, which goes to Zechariah 13:8. All right. 2/3 therein shall be cut off and die. All right. But the third left therein, all right, just probably paraphrasing, shall be left therein, which is the elect. All right. So let's read it again. This is Matthew 24:31. It says, "And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other." Right, so from one end to the other. All right. So the Israelites, all right, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indian, which is of the elect, Lord willing, we are that number. They're going to be delivered. We're going to be delivered. All right. Those that are in the truth, those that are embedded in the truth, those that died in the truth. Because you got those that died in the truth. They're going to be delivered. All right. The scriptures say in 1 Thessalonians, the 4th chapter, going from verse 15 to verse 18. All right. Also going into 1 Corinthians 15, right? Verse 51. All right. On down to like 55, 56, if I'm not mistaken. All right. The elect of the nation of Israel, they're going to be changed. All right. They're going to be beamed up and they're going to be delivered. This is Isaiah 10:22. It says, "For though thy people, Israel," see, the Israelites. It says, "For though thy people, Israel," it says, "be as a sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them." See, not every single Hebrew Israelite is going to be saved. Just because you know you're a Hebrew Israelite, that doesn't mean that you're of the elect. And just because you're in a camp, that doesn't mean that you're the elect. All right? Regardless if you're in a camp or not, all right, each and every one of us individually is working out our own salvation, Lord willing, to be that remnant, to be that elect. Not every single Hebrew Israelite is going to be saved. So, that's just edification's sake as well. Just because you're in a camp, that doesn't mean that you're of the elect. All right, so each and every one of us individually, we're fighting for our crowns, Lord willing, to be that number. All right. It says, "For though thy people," right? It says, "For though thy people, Israel, be as a sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return, right? It says shall return. It says the consumption decreed shall overflow with righteousness. And that's going into the elect. Because not every single Hebrew Israelite is going to be saved. All right? Not every single Hebrew Israelite is going to be saved. And that's what we're fighting for. We're fighting for our crowns. We're holding on to those crowns. This is Romans 9:27. It says, Esaias also crieth concerning Israel. It says, though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, a remnant shall be saved. See, not every single Hebrew Israelite is going to be saved. All right. And again, I'll say this. I just said this and I'll say this again. I know I'm repeating myself, but this is just a reminder. Just because you're in a camp, that doesn't mean that you're of the elect. All right. Because not every single Hebrew Israelite is going to be saved. All right. So it says, Romans 9:27. It says, Esaias also cried concerning Israel. It says, though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, a remnant shall be saved. And not every single Hebrew Israelite is going to be saved. All right. We're hoping to be that elect. All right. We don't know who the elect is. That's why we're constantly, examining ourselves, constantly repenting, constantly asking the Lord for mercy, constantly being diligent, examining ourselves, being sustaining this truth as best as we possibly can, hoping and Lord willing through faith to be that elect. Because that's all we got in this truth is faith. All right. We ain't got nothing else here but faith. Lord willing, we are that number. And that's the thing, there's jakes in this truth too. They be really deceiving themselves saying that they are the elect. Well, you don't know you're the elect. You ain't been delivered yet. You ain't been beamed up yet. How you know you're the elect? Now we're hoping to be the elect. All right, through faith, we're hoping to be the elect. All right, but you got these jakes out here. They're not even in a camp. They're not even teaching or nothing, and they already saying they are the elect because they woken up into the truth. That don't mean shit. You don't know if you're a 2/3 or not. Isaiah 45:4. It says, for Jacob, my servant's sake. See, Jacob. It says, for Jacob, my servant's sake, and Israel, mine elect. Right, my elect. It says, I have even called thee by thy name. It says, I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me. Right. You see that? So, through this, we're laboring. We're doing the works. All right. We're doing 3 videos every day. We're setting up camp once a week. We're examining ourselves in this truth. How we're carrying ourselves with exhortation. All right. We're constantly being humble and sincere, asking the Lord for mercy, repenting daily. These are the things that we're doing, being diligent, making our calling and election sure. 2 Timothy 2:10, it says, therefore, I endure all things for the elect's sake, right? And it says that they may also obtain the salvation which is in Yahushua, right? Which is in Yahushua with eternal glory, right? So it says, therefore, I endure all things for the elect's sake. So we're enduring through these trials. We have infirmities and adversities that we're dealing with. We got to go through a lot of things here in these mortal bodies. We got to endure through these afflictions, these torments, these things we're going through mentally, the things we're dealing with on the plantation, the things that we're dealing with in this life, in this lifetime. We're sacrificing everything that we have in this life for the things to come in the kingdom, which we're hoping to be. So we're enduring through all these things. We're enduring through all these things. We're trying to endure through all these things, Lord willing, to make it to that end, to that finish line, to be the elect. It says, therefore, I endure all things for the elect's sake. It says that they may also obtain salvation. So we got to go through all these afflictions and torments and things that we're dealing with here on this end to receive that salvation. We got to also do the works. All right. That also works a big part in your salvation, doing the works. The scriptures say in Ephesians 2:12. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. 2 Peter 1:10. Make your calling and election sure. And the only way you're going to do that is by being diligent. You have to do your own works, your own labors. You got to have your own platform, set up your own platform, and teach the correct doctrine. And following the men who are the elders and apostles of great millstone, because through those men, we're going to receive salvation. Right? It says that they may also obtain the salvation which is in Yahushua HaMashiach with eternal glory, right? Because Yahushua, when he comes back, he's gonna deliver the elect nation of Israel. Lord willing, we are that number. All right, because we don't know who the elect is. We're striving through this, daily to get there. All right. 2 Peter 1:10, it says, wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence. See, and this is the main point that I was just saying not too long ago. 2 Peter 1:10. Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence. All right. And when you go into the meaning of that word diligence, it means carefully consistent of work, right? Consistent of work, of labor. If I'm properly paraphrasing, if I'm right, if I'm not mistaken, it says to make your calling and election sure. And how are you going to make your calling and election sure? With diligence. You're going to sustain in this truth. You're going to be doing lessons. You're going to be setting up camp. You're going to be working out your salvation with fear and trembling. It says, for if ye do these things, ye shall never fall. So you have to do the works to receive salvation. All right. You to be the elect, you got to labor. You got to endure through these torments and trials that you're going through. All right. It's all worth it at the end of the day. All right, we got to go through infirmities and adversities in these mortal bodies, man. We got to deal with spiritual torments and things like that. But the Lord is building us up, all right? He's building us up. He's getting us through these times. And you got to be fully persuaded in your own mind. You got to continually have the faith. And I'm speaking for myself first and foremost, all right? This is Wisdom of Solomon 3:9. It says, they that put their trust in him. See? They that put their trust in him. In who? Yahweh Bashim Hashai. Those that are in the truth. You know the name of the Lord. You know his name is Yahweh. You know the name of his only begotten son is Yahweh Shai. You got to put your trust in the Lord. You got to have faith in the Lord. All right? It says, they that put their trust in him shall understand the truth. And that's who the Lord is dealing with. Those men that are embedded in the gospel, that's teaching 100% truth. Those brothers that are sincere, that are diligent. All right? That's laboring in this thing. All right? That's calling upon the name of the Lord. That's knowing the name of the Lord. Knowing the name of the Lord is Yahweh Bashim Hashai. Calling on that name. Examining themselves. Building themselves up in this truth. In this gospel. It says, and such as be faithful in love shall abide in him. For grace and mercy is to his saints. And we know when we read Psalms 148, verse 13 through 14, the saints are the Israelites. All right. That's who the saints are, the Israelites. All right. It says, and he have care for his elect, because the Lord is going to deliver his elect, and we're hoping to be that number. All right. We're the hopeful elect. Absolutely. We're the hopeful elect. We're hoping to be the elect. We're the hopeful elect. Absolutely. But we're not sure who the elect is. We're all working out our salvation individually, striving in this truth for Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. All right, because the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, he's all that we got. All right, so just probably paraphrasing for you Jakes that's in this truth, you want to be laboring in this truth. All right, I said it many times, the same thing, but not every single Hebrew Israelite is going to be saved. And just because you know that you're an Israelite, just because you know that you're an Israelite, that doesn't mean that you're the elect, because you got to do the works. You got to show yourself worthy in the eyes of the Lord. You have to be embedded in laboring in this truth. All right. And also building and examining yourself. That's the only way you're going to be saved. John 15:16. It says, ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you. Right. We haven't chosen the Lord. The Lord chosen us into this thing. All right. The Lord brought us into this thing. All right. So it's a beautiful thing. All right. It's a beautiful thing to know. All right. That we're Israelites. Yeah, absolutely. It's a beautiful thing to know the name of the Lord and being in this truth, but you got to do something with it. All right. Because the Lord chose you. The Lord gave you a gift individually. Each and every one of us individually have a gift. All right. That the Lord has given us, and we have to use that gift. All right. And you have to use it, because the Lord chosen us, chosen you into this truth, into this thing. All right. John 15:16. All right. Brothers came to the truth differently. Each brother came to the truth, found the truth differently. Some brothers went down to a camp and learned. Some brothers, learned on the internet, like I did. Some brothers ran into other brothers through the Spirit. The Lord sent a brother to rebuke a certain brother, and a brother came to the truth that way. Each and every one of us came into the truth differently. Some brothers found brothers in the truth. Some brothers met brothers on the internet to get this truth. So, it's all through the Spirit of the Lord. The Lord does his calling, and you want to be the chosen. All right. John 15:16. It says, ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you, that ye should go and bring forth fruit. Right. It says, and that your fruit should remain. Right. That whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, Yahweh Shai, he shall give it to you. That's why we call upon Yahweh Shai. That's why we worship Yahweh Shai. Because you got Jakes, just probably paraphrasing, you got Jakes out here that believe that they don't need to call upon Yahushua. They don't need to worship Yahushua. They believe they can skip Yahushua and go straight to the Heavenly Father. But no, you can't do that. All right, you have to call upon the name of the Lord. You have to know the name of the Lord. All right, and you have to call upon Yahushua. We are to worship Yahushua. All right, it's in the scriptures. John 15:16, it says, "Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you, that ye should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it to you." Right, and that's what the Lord is dealing with. He's only dealing with his hopeful elect. He's not dealing with every single Hebrew Israelite, because not every single Hebrew Israelite is teaching. I mean, is have the 100% truth. All right, Lord ain't dealing with every single Hebrew Israelite. Lord is only dealing with specific men, and those men are the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Second Esdras 8:1. It says, and he answered me, saying, the Most High have made this world for many, right? Because the Lord has. He made this earth for many, right? It says, but the world to come is for few, right? Which is only for the Israelites. And this world is made for many. But in the kingdom, it's only going to be made for few, which is the Israelites. Because the rulership is going to be set up by Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Yahushua is going to set his kingdom on the planet Earth, and we're going to be under the rulership of Yahushua. So the elect is going to rule. All right, and in our kingdom, it's going to be established through Yahweh Bashim Hashai, total righteousness and order, because that's what's happening around right now. This society is falling apart, right? It says, but the world to come, it says to come for few, right? Because again, not every single Hebrew Israelite again is going to be saved. Not every single Hebrew Israelite is going to be saved. Matthew 19:28, and Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, right? Because that word re means again, and that word gene means DNA. It says in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, right? Because we got to be changed to be able to go to the kingdom. We got to be changed. We can't go in these go to the kingdom of heaven in these bodies. These bodies is corrupt. These bodies is wicked. So we got to be changed according to 1 Corinthians 15 and 51 on down. We got to be changed. Right? We're going to be changed of a twinkling of an eye. These bodies is corrupt. It says in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye shall sit upon the 12 thrones, right? Judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And the 12 thrones, that's basically going into the elect men, because the 144,000, that's all the elect men. But you got the elect under those 144,000, those elect men. All right, which are those men, women, and children, also of the elect. So you got the 144,000, which is the elect men, and you got also the elect under that. All right, because you got these other jakes out here that's teaching that only the 144,000 is only going to be saved, and the elect is on the 144,000. But that's not true, because the 144,000 is the elect men. It's all elect men, but you have the elect under that as well. That's going to be delivered. All right, which fits into that 1/3. It says, verse 28, and Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye, right, which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, it says, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel, right? Because that's going to be the elect, all right, the elect men, all right? This is Jeremiah 1:5. It says, before I formed thee in the belly, and this is the truth, all right? So, you know, we were already ordained to be prophets, starting from the elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down to the sincere brothers like myself. We already been ordained by the Lord to be prophets. I didn't know I was going to be a prophet. None of us knew that. All right, but the Lord ordained that. The Lord set it up that way. Jeremiah 1:5. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. It says, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee and ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. So the Lord already knew our lot was to be prophets. You know, our goal was to be prophets. We didn't know that. All right, the Lord put us in you know, already ordained us to be a prophet. All right, and that's a blessing. Now that we are out here teaching and we're laboring, we're doing our works, you know, doing these works to receive salvation. All right, we're sustaining this truth to be delivered. That's a beautiful thing. So, hey, not every single Hebrew Israelite is going to be saved. And again, just because you're in a camp, that doesn't mean that you're the elect, because you individually have to work out your own salvation, and the Lord is not going to save every single Hebrew Israelite. All right, so you know it's It's all on the willing of the Lord. Lord willing, we're that number. All right. So hey, not every single Hebrew Israelite is going to be saved. All right. So Lord willing, that's edifying. Till next time I say, Shalom.